I like the pants.
Thank you. There are Star Wars pajamas that I got from Star Wars Celebration right nearby here in Chicago, Illinois, USA Earth.
So, Elias, let's get down to it. You were the third to last pick in the draft.
Yeah. Good thing I wasn't last, right? Anyway, you were saying.
Do you feel that you were appropriately drafted out of the 17 people?
Well, appropriately is a loaded word in this case. I had a feeling.
Excuse me, 1 second. Kevin, can we get the chat up here? Thank you.
Up right here.
It's easy. It's just an output.
It is, right? And this is the white one?
It's so easy, a caveman could do it. What was the question?
Do you feel, out of the 17 people drafted, that there are only 2 people worse than you?
Well, yeah, so appropriately, I think, was the word you used, and that is a multifaceted question in this case. In one case, Justine was not here, not able to represent herself, not able to really speak towards her abilities, so that's sort of forgiven. And then the guy who came in last, I don't really remember his name, but I hear he's terrible and nobody likes him. Anyway, I expected to come in a semblance of last, mostly just because of my Zelda website affiliation. On top of my being a first-year attendee to this marathon, I figured that nobody really knew what they were getting into with me, and that loyalties reached elsewhere. So I'm satisfied, I think, with my outcome. What about yourself? I don't really remember. Were you in the draft?
Yeah, I got picked.
Okay.
I got picked 17th.
Oh, okay. I can't remember how many people were in there, but that probably had to be pretty high, right?
Well, I had the highest number.
Okay, yeah.
So
all right,
17. Cool. I had more points than everybody. I mean, some people only had like 1 point. The guy who got picked first. Like,
right. I forgot there were points.
Yeah.
I was also not aware of that.
So I'm closest to winning right now.
Good. And whose team are you on?
Actually, I don't even know who had the next pick.
Oh.
You didn't officially get picked, though.
Actually, I think there were 18 picks. Was there 18 picks? Yeah, because you ended. It was 4. It went bam, 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 and then you had 2. You know,
I got Allison's team.
I got picked by somebody who's not even here.
Okay.
I got picked by somebody who doesn't even work at Zelda Dungeon.
Oh, relatable.
I got Kayla. Hey, Kayla. I'm surprised.
Question.
We have a question from the audience. Yes, sir.
Gooey from Zelda Dungeon. I have a question. Elias.
Yes.
How was getting drafted to my team going to affect your attitude in the next race against me?
Well, the next race, I believe, coming up in a bit of an hour.
54 minutes. We got a link between worlds.
Minutes. Right. We have a link between worlds, and the races are going to be between me, Skip, and Gooey. So to answer the question on how it'll affect the race, I was already planning to, even though my skill level is considerably less than the other 2 runners, wipe the floor with them. So I would say it doesn't affect it at all. But thanks for the question. I already forgot your name, but
so skill level is weaker than them, but you're gonna wipe the floor.
That is correct. Yes.
So, okay. How many times have you played through A Link Between Worlds?
Oh, geez, I would say about 4 times in my life.
Okay, what was your preparation like for this marathon?
Well, that's a great question. So I was contacted by the leader of one of the leaders of Zelda Dungeon. I forget his name. And he said, here are the games that we think might fit you. I was like, okay, great. Link Between Worlds is in there. Okay, so I should probably practice this. Well, unfortunately with my life being spread into a number of different places, I didn't have a whole lot of time to practice. And the deadline to get a estimated time in was, I can't remember what the deadline, but there was a deadline. June 1st. June 1st, yes, thank you. And I believe on May 31st is when I did my first practice run. Scheduling out my route, and I got to a pretty high run time and submitted that and was told to considerably lower it.
I believe you also got the most points with that time.
I did. The point system is a bit abstracted to me, but I think you might be right. And I think it's that mentality that's going to carry me through this race.
Now, have you ever... I know you've run A Link to the Past before. Somewhat competitive, like in a speedrun fashion?
In all seriousness, I've done a lot of randomizers.
Okay.
And so randomizers, you have to know the game very well to sort of know what's going on. And then on top of that, yes, I did race A Link to the Past back at the Zelda Universe Marathon last year.
Okay. All right. And what was your time? Do you remember your time?
It was low 2 hours. I don't remember my time, but I did win. The thing is, it was a skewed race because we had audience interaction messing with us.
Okay.
And we had to, flip our controllers and everything.
Okay. All right.
That was an interesting time.
Okay. So you are undefeated in A Link to the Past races.
Yes.
You have never lost.
I have never lost.
Okay.
Never
And you
lost.
are also...
I am running Link to the Past with 1 or 2 other people tomorrow night. Yes. Final roster, I think, is still in flux.
You're running against Kevin. Somebody was thinking about jumping in, but he's not sure yet.
Okay. Definitely Kevin, who I will beat.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. We have another audience question. Yes,
question
sir.
from Slick Vic.
Yes, Slick Vic from Chicago. Moses, I just have a question. What are the primary ideologies and beliefs that fuel the breath of the wild?
That's a great question, Slick Vic from Chicago. Thanks for your question. Masis.
Okay, so they talked about it, and I decided to Google it. And do you happen to be Google more?
Ganon.
It specifically says known to Chicago, and it's supposed to be hero.
What does Ganon represent?
No, that's what Google will tell you if you try and figure out what it is.
Freedom.
I just want to point out there is no wine in this glass. There's
anybody
there's nothing in there.
If anybody gets that reference, plus 3 points for
Plus
you.
3 points. What? I have a question. What happens with the points at the end of the marathon?
This is a game where the points don't matter, and
Right. Right.
you are my Moose. No, there's not a chance anybody understands that reference. Oh my God.
I had to do it, though. I've been waiting 3 years to do that joke.
All right.
You did great.
Well, hey, I think we got. Who's our other Link Between Worlds runners?
We've got Gooey and Skip.
Skip.
Is Skip around here?
Yeah,
I can
upstairs.
grab her.
No, she left.
Yeah, yeah. Stay tuned.
Interview.
We'll be bringing in some of the other runners from A Link Between
I
Worlds.
think this is the first time in the marathon so far we've had a pre-race interview.
Yeah.
Interview.
Well, this is what happens when you allocate 90 minutes to it.
It sure is, Masis.
Yeah.
Don't forget that in the future.
The goal is we don't want to be late. You know, you can be early, but you can never.
You can't really be early in a marathon, though, either.
Yeah.
'Cause then people were like, oh, I'm going to show up this time. Oh, it's already halfway done.
Hmm.
Table flip.
Yeah.
Rage quit.
Anyway,
Finn.
Elias, thanks for joining with us.
Thank you.
Good luck with A Link Between Worlds. Coming up next, we are now less than 49 minutes away. If you haven't, you can get it on the Zelda Dungeon network, free for new subscribers.